Want to welcome you to Elvis Fans Matter. Me and Santa. And me and Joe, we separated.
This is the furthest we've been apart in how many years?
Oh, God. How long about
This is
six?
Danielle's
No,
doing
but
for
anyway,
setup.
we just wanted to kind of show our Christmas tree off, and we decorated for Christmas. And
Talk about Christmases
talk,
and UFOs.
and we right, that's a good one. We're gonna talk about UFOs. Of course, y'all know what it is. Unidentified flying objects. Like, you know, if you took something and the person didn't know what it was and you threw it at them, like I used to, Joe, that would be a unidentified them objects. Of course, she usually threw back. No, this is a thing that Elvis got into. You know, it was kind of a mystery to him, and so a lot of that was going around at the time, UFOs and all that. So Elvis kind of got into it and got to reading certain articles and things, books about it, and what fascinated him my whole life was naturally is the crash, you know, that they had in New Mexico, and different sightings. And at that time, had been talking to other people about it, and somebody mentioned, you know, that Jackie Gleason had visited one of the bases. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but supposed to. Went to one of the bases. It was called Hangar 18. And
They made a movie about that.
Then we got to find out about that, what supposedly UFO he saw and all this kind of stuff. Now that story I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's true. We just heard it. But Hangar 18, and then it became Area 51, and the aliens, you know, the actual aliens that they supposed to have had or have, we don't know. I mean, you know, it's just. But we got to looking and viewing in the sky and all, you know, looking for UFOs, and Elvis even bought a big old telescope, you know, so we could bring in things closer. But anyway, then he'd get to saying, you know, oh, man, you know, it's not too far-fetched. I mean, after all, you know, nothing's beyond God's doing, so, you know, we don't know if there's other lives out there. He said, it's, you know, it's kind of an interesting thing. So we actually got to looking for them, and somebody would spot something that was moving, and of course the first thing we'd think about would be an aeroplane, you know, but certain things that we saw, you know, it didn't look like an airplane. I remember one time he spotted one that's, and everybody kept saying, it looks like a cigar. Well, I was always kind of the doubting Thomas of the group, and I said, that's cigars. I said, yeah. I said, all that is I said, that's an airplane. And believe it or not, Elvis, it's probably gonna land with a lot of cigars on it, the kind you like Villager Kyle and all that. I said, yeah, that's about all that is. And he said, oh, you sillies. And I ain't gonna say what he said. But then we'd spot other objects, and we, you know, bring them in close, but we still couldn't tell on the telescope exactly what it was. But We did that in California, going across country,
Yeah.
and Memphis, and like I say, we got wrapped up into that for about a year and a half, and we did spot a few things that was, you know,
Out of the ordinary.
a little on the hairy side. I remember the last one was right there, about 75, wasn't it?
Are you talking about the one at Graceland?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up to you. We had gone out to get the motorcycles out to go for a ride, and go ahead.
No, you can say you.
Well, Elvis had come out, and had come out and was hugging us, and we all of a sudden this huge light, like back behind our trailer, like over toward the.
Yeah, it would actually been kind of north.
Yeah, north. And he said, well, what was that? And we didn't, we just all stood there for a while. It was just solid and big light, and all of a sudden it just was gone. And we didn't think any more about it. We went on the riding motorcycles, and the next day in the paper, it had a big thing about the big light, the UFO spotted on Norris Road. I remember because that was my maiden name, Norris, and they had spotted one on Norris, and it was in the paper. And of course, you see.
Yeah, and they had checked with the Air Force Base because we have one here in Memphis, and they had no record of it at all.
No.
So undoubtedly it didn't show up on their radar. And as fast as this thing moved, it was bright.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see it. I don't care how fast it's moving. When the light moves, you can still see it. And boy, that sucker
it just
went by.
Vanished.
It was there and gone.
Yeah.
And of course,
I remember
like
that.
Joe said, we read in the paper about that, and.
Elvis loved anything out of the ordinary. Any kind of mystery or. He was real open-minded.
There's, other life. He
Yeah.
said, he said it's not too far-fetched to,
Well, like you said,
believe it is. He said
all things are possible.
Maybe they're here to guide us and not, destroy us. He said, well, that kind of intelligence, if they wanted to do away with us, they wouldn't have any problems. So, they're not here to harm us. Maybe they're here to help us along and guide us, And we talked about stuff like that.
That's one of the things that we spend a lot. People ask, what did y'all do up in that room for so long? Up in his room. That's one of the things we would do.
Some of the things, we talk about stuff
talk
like
about
that. And like I say, it was an interesting thing, and we, like I say, we saw
several,
and the aliens, they. He said, man, he said, I reckon the government's trying to actually got them and trying to hide them. He said, look at how fast the military planes have developed so quick and all. He said, who knows? He said, even back in Germany, he said they had certain things that they were copying, Air Force wise. And he said, a lot of them actually look like a lot of the UFOs, similar. They never did develop it, but years later they came out with a documentary on stuff like that. So things were, they were quite interesting to us, and we did that for a good many years, and
hours
hours
up
at
in
a
his
time
room.
we talk about it.
Yeah.
But I think we all about halfway believe there might be, another intelligent life, beyond us, and but nothing ever was that we could prove out or
No.
anything, but we did hang on to that thought.
But it was
that's just
fun it was fun and very interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
You know, Elvis studied a lot of different things. He really got into it and studied it and looked up stuff. He was very intelligent, not, just, he had so many interests and things like that. And anything out of the ordinary or anything in the Bible or anything like that, he was fascinated. He just loved it.
Yeah. But we hope you enjoyed this little story and all, and we'll be talking about other things as we go along. And just want to remind everybody now that really hope you'll tell your friends and all to come to our channel and subscribe. And just like Medicare and all that, it's free.
I want to say one thing too before
Go ahead.
I just want to thank everybody for posting on the EFM channel. We had so many people that wished us happy anniversary,
yes.
Sent cards, gifts, and you don't know how much we appreciate that. That coming from Elvis's fans means a lot to us.
It does, and we mean that sincerely.
Yes, we do.
And like I say, that's why I came up with Elvis Fans Matter, because they mattered to Elvis, and I can see now why. And y'all really it means
Over
so much
all
to
these
us,
years to keep
Yeah.
him
keeping his memory going this
Yeah.
long, just totally, it's fascinating, and we love y'all for that. And
Yes.
we just want to say
you're a blessing
remember,
to us.
Huh?
Not
Go ahead.
everybody says how we share in such a blessing. All of them are a blessing to us,
Yeah.
that it keeps
Keep it
somebody
going,
that we love so much. And
we just want to say
Elvis fans matter.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching.